Hi friends, I am finally getting around to posting our final day in Glacier National Park because we have another trip planned soon and I want to get this Montana trip out of the way. But we arrived at Logan Pass for Highline Trail at around 5 in the morning and look at the elements. Oh my goodness, this wind was cutting our faces. And we got there so early, we didn't start the hike, so we both took a nap in the car. I just managed to get a video of DeAndre sleeping, and this was me all up in his grill. He did not wake up. Good morning, friends. It is day 4, and we are back at Logan Pass. We are going to be doing Highline Trail. It's super foggy. It is like 45 degrees. And yeah. Oh man, it's freezing. The fog is like... Because we had got there so early, we pretty much just people watched in the parking lot and watched people pull up into Logan Pass. Alright friends, so we got to Logan Pass at 5 and we were maybe one of the first 5 cars. It is really foggy, really cold. It is now 6:06 and I think there are no more parking spots. But it's crazy. People are rolling in here quick. All right, friends, so we are still in the parking lot. You can't see shit. And a lot of people are actually leaving because, I mean, part of the hike is being able to see the views, and we can't even see
the views and the cliff.
Oh yeah, and the cliff. So this hike that we're doing is like it's on the ridge. So it's a pretty narrow trail from what I've heard, and so it's a little bit iffy if you can't see anything. So we're just waiting a little bit more. It's 6:30, sunrise. You can't even fucking see the sun because it's like a humongous cliff, huge mountain. So by the time we get to see the sun, what was it yesterday, like when we actually got to see sun? Like 8 a.m. 7:30. Oh, I can start to see a little more, babe. We had anticipated starting this trail at around 5:15, the same time we started Hidden Lake, because the parking lot is the same. You just have to cross the street. It is now 6:40 and we are barely actually gearing up to go out there because it's crazy. Conditions are crazy right now. But yeah, we've been delayed about 2 hours. All right, friends, we're starting the hike. You can see a little bit more. Oh. All right, friends, it is 45 degrees out here. It's super foggy. I'm shaking. We had barely started this hike and I already could not stop thinking that this was gonna be absolutely beautiful. Yeah. Highline Trail is a total of about 14 miles, but because we had to return the rental car in the afternoon, we ended up only doing about 7.5 miles. So we went in almost 4 miles and just hung out at the top before deciding to go back after getting a snack, taking pictures, and then making our way back to the parking lot. But I think if we had gone further in, the trail does get very narrow. And thankfully, we did not see any bears on this trail, but after we left the park and saw some TikToks and Instagram reels a couple days later, there was a bear that was hanging out on this trail, and thank goodness, because a bear twice in one trip would have been too much for us to handle. How many miles are we in, babe?
1.77.
1.77. We are back in the fog. Once we arrived at our turning point, I took so many pictures and I was able to grab some of my favorite pictures, because how do we exist in such a beautiful place? We are tiny little specks in such a vast, beautiful world, and that is exactly how I felt the whole time, that I was just staring into the beautiful views of Glacier National Park. After being at the top or at the end of our hike, we decided to make our way back to the parking lot. We did end up seeing a couple goats, and a couple of men were trying to get closer to them because they wanted better pictures, and some people were angry because they're not supposed to do that. But we made it back to the parking lot, we ate our space food, and we happily enjoyed our space food. We ended up eating beef stew, and we were just chilling in the parking lot before heading back to the Airbnb and to return the rental. Unfortunately, friends, this concludes our last day in Glacier National Park and Montana. This trip was absolutely amazing, and I just want to thank you for watching. Stay tuned for our next trip. And don't forget, love you. Bye.